Hello everybody, it's EzraTime again here. Welcome back to another movie review, and today we are going to be reviewing Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, which is the final DC Extended Universe movie. Because in the future, James Gunn is going to take over the DC Universe with Superman Legacy, that is set to release in 2025, I believe. Which is gonna be interesting to see that's the new universe by James Gunn. I hope it's good. But for now, we got Aquaman, which is like the last DC or like Snyderverse movie, you could say that. And yeah, I'm gonna say this, like when I first about Aquaman 2, that's gonna be like the last of the DC extended movie. Like I particularly don't really care that much, like most people are, because again, well, what's the point watching this movie? Because like it's not gonna be matter in the future, and yeah, I mean, like that's why I feel like when you finish watching the movie, then, what does it matter? But I do have some praises or some positive stuff to say about the movie, so that's what I'm gonna do first, say the positive stuff about the movie, and then we're gonna get to the negative side of the movie. For the positive part, I would say this is a fun movie, just like the first Aquaman movie. It is a fun movie, and I think that's all that credit to we can credit that to James Wan, the director, and then also Jason Momoa and Patrick Wilson, because I think the chemistry between Jason Momoa and Patrick Wilson as Aquaman and Orm is actually the best part of this movie. It's probably like the saving grace of the movie itself, because they're both quite funny at certain scene, and they certainly have the broader chemistry, which I like, and I think I like this better than Aquaman and Mara from the first movie, like the first movie they tried to give them some chemistry, but doesn't really work, in my opinion. Like it's not the worst thing ever, but it's also like, yeah, all right, I guess it does the job, but I feel like for this one, Aquaman and Orm chemistry is way better here, so I enjoyed that, and yeah, I enjoy. Well, I should praise the action also. It's really fun, although it's really short, to be honest. But it was really fun, when the action is happening on screen, and of course the VFX is also amazing, for the most part. You could probably see several VFX that kind of janky, but I feel like at the same time, for the most part, it's actually a really great visual effects, and it's like, yeah, that is worth a praise. And again, as I mentioned before, James Wan directing is also great in this movie. I mean, it's James Wan, he's a great director, so like it's not a surprise. And I also enjoy Rupert Gregson Williams' score for this movie. Even though he uses a lot of the score from the first movie, which I really don't mind, because I think the score for the first one is like, it's great. It's a score for like a fun movie, and that's what it feels like here. And yeah, I pretty much enjoyed that. But yeah, that's the precious ends basically. For the negative side of this movie, obviously I'm gonna mention out front, like everybody else here. Obviously, Amber Heard as Mara, she's still in this movie. She doesn't have a lot of screen time, but she still has some substantial role in this movie, which I did not like, and I don't get it why they didn't like recast Amber Heard as Mara, because I feel like that's like the easiest thing to do. I mean, pretty much most people, or if not all, wants Amber Heard to be fired from Aquaman 2, including myself, because she is a horrible person, obviously justice for Johnny Depp, and glad that Johnny Depp won the trial, and yeah, she is a horrible person. Everybody knows that now. But for some reason, they just keep Amber Heard as Mara, and every single time she appears on the screen, and then obviously the movie treat the character Mara as a good wife to Aquaman. It's like, it's kind of like distasteful in my eyes, because I feel like I know the person who plays the character, and it's certainly not it doesn't reflect the real life of Amber Heard. Obviously, she's a terrible wife, and yet in this movie, Mara, the character, was supposed to be a good wife to Arthur, and then she is, the character is a good wife to Arthur, but because it was played by Amber Heard, it just left a distasteful in my fucking mouth, because I feel like I'm just like, oh man, like this sucks, man, because I feel like if you have someone else to play Mara as the character, I think it would be much better in my opinion, and I think you could care a lot more for the character, because again, there is nothing wrong for Mara. I'm talking about Mara, just the character, and not Amber Heard. Mara, the character, is fine, I think she's a good character, because she's a good wife to Arthur, but it's just because it was played by Amber Heard, that's why I'm just like, I don't know, man. And that's why I feel like they should recast Amber Heard as, as Mara. Like, someone else should play Mara. I heard Amelia Clark was supposed to be play her, I guess. I don't know, it's just a rumor that I heard a long time ago, but which doesn't really happen, sadly. And yeah, man, every single time she appears on the screen, like, I don't know, man. I just wish she got replaced, So that's it. That's all I'm gonna say, And I know that a lot of people are gonna be saying that. Well, maybe I'm overreacting, because like, well, I don't know, like the character itself is fine, but it's just like the person who plays the character, that's the biggest problem at all, And especially the character and the real life Amber Heard is like 180 to one another, And it's just like so weird to see that on the screen, Like, my God. But either way, I mean, Mara's role in this movie is not much, but every single time she appears, she's okay, I guess. Like, she's not the worst part of the movie, but still, like, why have Amber Heard as Mara, please, But either way, guys, besides that, I guess I would say the pacing of the movie itself is also pretty fast, in my opinion, And usually when they have like a fast-paced movie, usually we could praise that, but I feel like this movie is too fast in certain aspect of it, because like it's almost like they try to get to a certain plot point as fast as possible, and it feels like doesn't really have any time to breathe, every single time you get to a new location, unless until you get to the island where, yeah, that's where the movie kind of slowed down, and then we get to see Aquaman and Orm together. You can have you can see the chemistry between the two of them. I enjoyed that, when they actually slow down and just have fun. I enjoyed that, but sometimes before that, it was like a fast-paced movie from like plot A to plot B to plot C, and I'm just like, man, like you guys are moving too fucking fast, and it's almost like the movie just trying to be over. Like, okay, guys, alright, it's almost like wrap it up, guys, wrap it up, because I feel like the movie is about to. This is like the last DCEU movie, so I'm just like, yeah, please wrap it up, because like it's the last one, so no one cares. But yeah, that's what it feels like when you finish watching the movie. And hilariously, guys, the biggest reaction that I got from my theaters, which surprisingly my theater is quite full watching this movie, but I feel like it's just gonna be there on opening weekend, and then I don't think it's gonna last pretty long. But my point is that my theater got the biggest reaction from this movie. It's not from the jokes, it's not from the action sequences. It's actually from a cockroach. Yes, you heard me right, a cockroach in Aquaman: The Lost Kingdom. It has the biggest reaction from me and from my theaters, because the jokes they were doing with the cockroach here, it's super disgusting, because I feel like most people, if not all, hated cockroaches, and then when the cockroach appeared in this movie, it's like, yeah, that got the biggest reaction from my theaters, including myself. Like, oh my God, that was so disgusting, and it's just like kind of funny to me that it's just like a cockroach is the one that people probably remember from Aquaman: The Lost Kingdom, because I feel the entire movie is just like, yeah, it's fun, but also, what does it matter? Like it doesn't really matter, so who cares, right? So yeah, a cockroach, guys, is like got the biggest reaction from the theater, so like that's quite hilarious in my opinion. But anyway, I guess that's my review for Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, guys. Again, I think this is a fun sequel and you might enjoy it, but at the end of the day, does it matter? What's the point of seeing this movie? Good question, because even in the end I was like, well, if this was the last DCEU movie, it's like, it's fine. I guess it's a fine conclusion for the world they were building there, because it was a happy ending. But I feel like at the same time, I don't know, like it doesn't really matter. So like why would you watch it, right? Which I get that argument. So I think this movie is probably gonna be it's gonna be a flop, I think. If this was a successful movie, then it's gonna be a surprise for me to a lot of people, because for a lot of people who have seen this movie, especially the test audiences, they keep saying that this is like the worst DCEU movie, and I feel like, well, it is certainly a contender for the worst movie, but I certainly have fun watching this movie, if not for fucking Amber Heard in this movie. Like, god damn it, man. Like, she's the worst part about the movie. Also, the pacing, like I said before, is too fast. And the fact that this is like the last one, so it's like, yeah, what's the point? So yeah, I don't know, man. At the end of the day, I have fun watching it, So if you guys want to watch it, then yeah, I guess you guys gonna have some fun time, I guess, watching this movie. But just to remind you guys, Amber Heard is still in this movie. She has some substantial role in this movie, to be honest, even though she's not on the screen that much. But when she appears, oh man, like you can feel the character just goes 180 for Mara and Amber Heard, and it was like, man, that was so sad in my opinion, But either way, that's my review for Aquaman: The Lost Kingdom, guys. Let me know in the comment section below if you guys already watched the movie. What do you guys think about the movie? Do you guys agree that this is like the worst DCEU movie? And what do you guys think about the involvement of Amber Heard in this movie? Because I wish she was recast, just like many people. many other people, And if you guys already watched the movie, what do you guys think about how they handle Amber Heard in the movie? Because I would love to hear your opinions on that, And what do you guys think about this as the final DCEU movie? Do you guys think it's a fine finale, or do you guys think that, well, it doesn't matter? So let me know all of that in the comment section below, guys. If you don't mind. And if you enjoyed this video, guys, make sure you guys swim in the subscribe and like button, guys, and stay tuned for more videos in the future. And again, I hope you guys enjoyed this review, and I'll see you guys in the next one then. Bye.